That's the only reason you're here?
Yes. I've thought a lot about it. And I've realized that you, me, and Arlecchino should be friends.
She's just saying this to Marinette's face. Oh, glorious.
I think this is very important. So I felt I had to come and tell you.
And what I love especially is that they had tea the night before. Because that isn't the same setting that they're in here now. So they've had tea twice in this cutscene.
Well, this is a new one. I'm so moved. I can't even hold my teacup. If that's all, you can leave now.
She agrees, but she's too shy.
Do you not want to be friends with me? Or is it that you prefer being co-workers?
What is this, Columbina? Are you deliberately testing my patience threshold? Right now, my politeness module is active. But if you say another word, I swear I'll shut it down.
If I were Columbina, I would just get up and hug Marinette. See how she reacts.
If your politeness module was active, wouldn't you say the word please at some point?
Polonia, please see Lady Columbina to the door.
Will you still invite me to your next tea party?
What?
Yes, I think you will. Bye-bye, dear Sandrona.
I like how she understands the Marionette. She sees through her. Shit, we're just rocking up. Hi. I don't know why I'm here. Catching up with a friend. I hope I'm not interrupting.
Last time, the Wild Hunt escorted you out. Would you rather I handled it myself this time?
Yes.
We just wanted to, see how you were doing now that it's all over.
Why? Out of concern for my safety? I hope you didn't seriously think that the Rayhir of Solnari would be able to lay so much as a finger upon me, given how prepared I was.
Oh, that's true. But Polonia is super jacked up and ready to fight Rere specifically because you kept improving his fighting skills every time you fought Rere because you improved and saw how Rere fought. And he didn't even get to fight. Aww. There'll be time yet, I'm sure.
Mostly because you kind of helped us out, so we just wanted to check you were okay. Looks like all your robots are fixed, huh?
I spied books and teacups on the table.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Tea time is already a write-off. The visitor before you managed to kill my appetite. If you're in the mood for tea, go ahead and help yourself. Otherwise, it's going to waste.
Aw,
My
thanks.
coasters are still missing in action, though. Use this notebook instead.
Oh, you can't use a book as a coaster?
Whoa! Pretty hefty notebook. Look at all those calculations.
You can ignore those. They're just dumb scribblings. I doodle and write in my free time. Sometimes I remember the distant dreamlike past. Sometimes I imagine the far-flung future. And other times, I grit my teeth and note down all the crazy nonsense going on in the present. Some people do the crosswords in the newspaper. This is my equivalent of that. Trying to predict the future is like daydreaming. And writing about the present just makes me furious. The past is my favorite. If nothing else, it's already set in stone, so I don't have to rack my brains trying to figure it all out. Huh. Although, having said that, the only vaguely interesting memory in my past is probably that guy they call Lord Artificer.
You mean Alan Guillotine? Oh my god, that's a throwback name. Holy hell.
Who else? Pretty much all the mecha and Fontaine are his personal handiwork.
That is correct.
Wait, are you saying you know him? Like, personally? As a friend?
I guess we were friendly enough.
So you've actually met him, but he lived hundreds of years ago. Duh, Marinette's ancient.
Yep. In fact, I'm probably the only normal person left who knew him at all.
Define normal. Who else knew him who's still alive?
We used to chat occasionally back when he was still around. Before he passed away, he asked me to destroy all his manuscripts.
Please tell me you didn't.
I honored his request. But I did read through everything first before destroying them.
Do you have all of that stored in your memory bank?
I couldn't let the genius of Lord Artificer Alain
Right.
Guillotin disappear like that. Would have been such a waste.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
So, that's where the formulas in your notebook are from?
I just told you. Those are my equivalent of crossword puzzles. They're just dumb formulas that I solve for fun when I'm bored.
Also, why are we using a coaster if we have saucers? A saucer is essentially the teacup version of a coaster.
Alain's work was like epic poetry. The formulas in my notebook are just silly little riddles in comparison.
Maybe, but you have access to his genius. That's cool. You know what's also cool? They finally made a semi-realistic hairstyle. You can actually see where her plait starts. The plait starts and goes around and then comes in here and then tucks under and pins under. I didn't expect that of MiHoYo because they're famous for their unrealistic hairstyles. I expected them to just continue the plait around and just make it seem like it was just this never-ending plait, but they've actually given it a beginning and an end. I am pleased.
Not that there's anything bad about them. I mean, at least solving those riddles isn't going to hurt anyone. Except me, because I lose a few brain cells in the process.
I know the feeling, but do you even have brain cells? What is your bodily function?
Anyway, while we're on the topic, I might as well tell you about what happened to him and his friends.
Please do. I mean, this is so left of field. Completely irrelevant to anything we've done in the last year, but go right ahead.
Alain Guillotin had two close buddies.
Yes, I know.
Renee and Jacob.
I'm aware.
They spent their childhood years together in the Nazissenkreuz.
And then there was the
Institute.
chick whose name I don't remember. Annie? God, I don't remember her name.
They were all quite competitive, so there was some rivalry between them. But it was a friendly rivalry. But beneath the friendship and the rivalry ran something deeper. A sense of nostalgia for the past. Unfortunately,
Sorry.
childhood would end. The prophecy would come true. The apocalypse would arrive. And the future would never be. A mad dream that would normally only capture the minds of lunatics begin to take root in their hearts. A dream of saving the world. And if Renee and Alain had been people of lesser wits, that dream would probably have ended up as something for them to joke about in their older years.
But instead...
But alas, they were some of the sharpest minds around. They nurtured that dream with the full power of their intellect, and it grew into something that ate away at their souls. The first of them to fall under its spell was Renee. Against Alain's wishes, he persisted in experimenting on a mutual friend of
that's
theirs
right.
to try and save their life.
I remember that.
Alain did not approve and parted ways with Renee. It's complicated. Alain wanted to believe that Renee only did what he did for the sake of their friendship. But when he told me about what happened, I could tell he still had some suspicions about Renee's motives. Perhaps the seed that would grow into a nightmare had already sprouted in Renee's mind. Even then, the next time they met, Renee's soul had been completely engulfed by the dream of salvation. His futile attempt to change the tide of fate only resulted in a wave that swallowed up the world, even before the apocalypse came.
I'm curious as to why she's telling us all of this, because this is what we've already experienced ourselves within Fontaine. We've already done all this. She's recounting essentially things we already knew from playing in Fontaine. Is this meant to be some sort of summary for people who started late in the game and haven't done this in Fontaine? Or skipped over this part or something? Although you'd have to do the Archon quest, or maybe it isn't part of the Archon quest. I don't remember how we accessed the quests for this. But she so far hasn't told us anything we don't know. And the next question is, why is she bringing it up? Since there's no new information, is this somehow going to be relevant in a future update? I thought we were kind of done with all of that, but she's bringing it up, which means that there must be something relevant to it coming up, right?
And although that wave died down eventually, I hear that it just recently came back with a vengeance.
Yep, about that.
As I understand, Renee wanted to live out his dream of salvation once more.
He sure did, and you know what? I took care of that.
But I'm told that the attempted resurgence finally died out for good.
Sure did. I made sure
At
of that.
long last, Renee awoke from his deluded dream. Though of course by then it was far too late. What do you think of Renee? Do you admire his transcendent genius?
No.
His view that any price was worth paying to achieve the lofty goal of saving the world?
No, because he was doing it through experimentation on
Or
others.
do you despise him? Dismiss him as an evil madman who wrought havoc on the lives of everyone around him as he pursued his delusional dream.
Is there a middle ground that veers closer to the second option, but a little less aggressive and extreme?
Same difference, really. Just a matter of perspective.
Well, yes, and aren't you asking about my perspective? I don't admire him.
Really? I can't tell whether that's because you disapprove of his deeds or because
Because
he
you failed.
Or maybe you have some other reason. Renee no longer exists in this world. And the dream he started went on to be realized by someone else.
What about you? Oh, she's got 2. So she has 3 plats. Even more attention to detail. What about you? What's your take on Renee?
I don't like fanatics who give up their whole lives for their ideology. Nor do I like fools who let their delusions take control. Maybe I could understand if Renee had just been an ordinary person. But he had a sage-like intellect. And still managed to get himself lost in the labyrinth of his own desires. Anyway, that's enough about Renee. Now, moving on to Alain Guillotin, the Lord Artificer. He managed to put a stop to the first storm whipped up by Renee. But after that, Alain lost his friends and family. To his credit, I suppose, the loss of his family and friends was purely a tragic accident. It's not like Alain sacrificed them for his cause or anything. After that, the only thing supporting his work was the same dream that had dragged his closest friend down to the abyss. But although the desire to save Fontaine drove him to found the Fontaine Research Institute, Alain continued to reject any form of transcendental knowledge or power. He was suspicious and fearful of it, having seen the way it had affected his closest friend. I think that formulas and machines derived solely from human intellect were the only thing that gave him a sense of spiritual comfort. Yet Alain's intellect was simply too great. It barely left him space to breathe in his lifetime. Once he realized that the end of his life was approaching, he finally accepted the truth. The Nazissenkreuz Institute needed someone, and a human being, to see its story through to the end. He quit working on his formulas, trading them in for the fairy tales that had played such a formative role in his childhood, but which he'd barely touched in his adult life. He told me that the director of the Nazissenkreuz Institute used to read those fairy tales to the children as bedtime stories. Apparently, they worked wonders at sending kids off to sleep. I think that all he wanted at that time in his life was to be able to sleep deeply without being plagued by depression. By that point, nothing else really mattered. At the very end, he laid down to rest in the ruins of the former Nazissenkreuz Institute orphanage, while the Fontaine Research Institute he had founded continued tirelessly with its work. Many years after that, tensions over competing dreams would once again cause a rift, this time between members of the Fontaine Research Institute. But the actions of those fools had nothing at all to do with Alain. And that is the story of 2 people from the Nazissenkreuz Institute who both wanted to save the world. One went all in on his fantasy of salvation without ever looking back, and ended up calmly sinking to the bottom of the deepest sea. The other sought desperately to burn bright in his life, even though he wasn't sure where he was going. I do sometimes wonder, why is it that people like them have such grand hopes of saving the world?
Because they have a greater genius and so they want to do something with it, I guess.
Even the grandest tree starts as a tiny seed. So perhaps, for each of them, their mission to save the world began with a very simple desire: to save themselves.
Oh, so you're pointing towards a more selfish aspect of them.
They were young children with friends and family who mattered to them, desires to explore the meaning of life, ambitions to have a successful career. They didn't want to see all of that taken away in one fell swoop. Or maybe they just wanted to find something to anchor themselves within the chaos, to stop them getting quietly swept away by the storms of life. But instead, the search for their own salvation took them down the rocky road laid out by fate. Do you think the desire to save oneself is enough of a justification to try and save the world?
I feel like a lot of context is needed for this particular question, because otherwise it's very broad. But speaking of someone, I am the main character of my own story, so to speak, just as everybody is the main character of their own stories. So yes, I think so. If my desire to save myself is strong enough that I do a good deed when saving the world in the process, yeah, I think it's enough.
The way you said that sounded just like Alain. I asked him the same question back when he was in his prime, putting all of his energy into his work. He gave the exact same answer as you did.
I mean, what's wrong with saving other people by the wayside by the effort of saving yourself? I mean, isn't that a win-win?
No elaboration, just a quick short answer before getting right back to his work. He was always that way. All right, tea time's over.
Okay. I didn't have much tea, but okay.
I owe Arlecchino a favor for telling me these stories. I'll have to bring a whole sack of gifts the next time I visit the House of the Hearth.
You will, except she's not there.
I'm gonna go tinker with Polonia now. You guys can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't involve interrupting me.
It's only just occurred to me how interesting it is that Marionette, a creation, in turn creates. She's not human. She was made as a robot or machine or whatever the hell she is. She, in turn, creates her own robots and machines and tinkers with them. That's very interesting.
Polonia, exit hibernation mode. Begin diagnostics.
She's just going to ignore us? You're not even going to see us out? Bye, Marionette. Is that it? Did we actually finish? Echoes of Fate completed. I think so. Hi. I mean, it was there. I may as well. Again, why can't games agree on which button gives me the cursor? Why have they all got to be different? Oh, hey, let's go. Who's closest? Where am I? Town. Oh, shit. What have I accidentally done? Hi.
Thank you for waiting. I finished checking your adventurer handbook. Here are your commission rewards.
Why do you say it like that? And why are we in a cutscene?
We have no other urgent commissions on the books at present. Thank you for all your hard work lately. Perhaps you two could consider taking a vacation.
Have I accidentally started whatever the update put in the game?
Amazing! Paimon never thought we'd end up having downtime and not cry. Things were pretty hectic when we first got here. Everywhere you looked, it was either the wild hunt causing chaos or the Fatui stirring up trouble. It felt like this whole region was one giant slime in a barrel, ready to go boom at any moment.
We really have achieved a lot since we've been here, haven't we? The Traveler and Paimon strike again. Again, Paimon does fuck all.
Sure have. Things were looking pretty dicey, but in the end, we managed to turn it around. Whoa! Paimon just got deja vu! Oh, that's right. It's because we've done this like a million times now.
Sorry, every time someone says the word dicey now, I can't help but think of Greedfall. And the character, oh god, what character is he? I don't remember his name. He's the first character you meet, Kurt. And he's got, you know when characters get into combat and they have like pre-made lines? Yeah, he says his over and over and over and over and over again. Thank God I didn't have my party, so I didn't have to listen to it. But his line is something like, things are starting to get a bit dicey now. So every time he go on the field, things are starting to get a bit dicey. Or whatever it is the actual line is. But you just hear dicey over and over and over again. I can't see or hear that word without thinking about his line. Even if I don't remember it verbatim anymore. But anyway, that was such a good game. Underrated. Guys, play Greedfall. The first one, second one's not out.
Yes. Are you two aware that the Moon Prayer Night is soon to take place?
No, I don't know what that is. And yes, I feel like I have indeed stumbled across the next part of the quest. Why did we have to go to the Adventurers Guild and not cry? Why didn't I go, let's go to the Adventurers Guild in Mondstadt? Ugh, shot myself in the foot with this one.
Oh, yeah. Llama told us that was coming up soon. Wait, why do you mention it, though? Do people in Nasha Town celebrate it, too? Paimon thought it was just for moon goddess worshippers.
You're partially right. Most people in Nasha Town just see the festival as an opportunity to do business. They do not concern themselves with the religious element. The festival was first celebrated by the Frost Moon Scions. On this day, they would wear moon prayer blossoms and celebrate the birth of the moon goddess through song and dance. They would also prepare food and handicrafts and give them as gifts to others. Over time, it became Nodcry's most lively festival.
Oh, sounds like fun.
I'm definitely up for it.
Great. Well, in the meantime, since Catherine doesn't have any commissions for us, let's focus on some personal business instead. When we first got here, you mentioned that this was where your spaceship landed?
Yeah. reluctantly.
We didn't get to follow up on it at the time, because we got wrapped up in that whole rare situation, but now we can finally start investigating it properly.
Except we have no idea where to start.
Well, there's a saying Paimon's heard around these parts, which goes, if you lift up a rock, you'll find something you weren't looking for.
What? What do you want me to do, Paimon? Search every nook and cranny of Nogcry for it?
By that logic, you'll never find what you're looking for while you're searching. But the moment you stop looking, it'll jump right out at you.
But if that were the case, wouldn't it have jumped out at me already because I stopped looking because of the Raria case? Your logic is not consistent. I'm not sure it's as simple as that.
Could be worth a try though, right? Anyway, Paimon suggests we focus on other stuff we want to do for now, and just keep an ear out for spaceship-related intel as we go.
Can I ask why we even know the word spaceship in this game? Space travel isn't a thing that people in Teyvat do. So how do they know what a spaceship is? Yes, you can kind of figure out what the two words are, but the way that Paimon's using it so colloquially, it's like it's a word that does already exist in Teyvat, but it shouldn't. We haven't seen Columbina in a while. We just saw her. She used a huge amount of power in the final battle against Raria and has been much weaker since then. I don't know if I can do anything to genuinely help her, but surely a little chat can do no harm. One other thing that concerns me is we've seen no traces of the Doctor so far. Okay, so the Harbingers, or at least Marinette and Columbina, were talking about Totore.
What's wrong? She looks super serious all of a sudden.
I was just thinking about Columbina and the Doctor.
Huh? Paimon gets why you'd be concerned about Columbina, but what does the Doctor have to do with anything?
I have to admit, it is kind of a large step, considering we've never thought about him since Sumeru. Suddenly it hits her that the Totore is still in existence. Like, it's very left of field. We learned back in that land that he's been investigating the moon, but he's been suspiciously absent so far.
Oh, that's true. And now that you mention it, we're definitely overdue for a showdown with the Fatui. It is weird that he hasn't shown himself this whole time. What could he be up to?
You mean us storming the Fatui bureau over yonder way wasn't clashing with the Fatui? Engrossed in one of his experiments, perhaps. Either way, his current inaction is a good thing. I disagree. Because if you're not seeing him, then he's planning something.
True. Paimon would much rather deal with Marionette anyway. She says the meanest things, but when it comes down to it, she doesn't seem like a bad person. Maybe it's the pressure of being a Fatus? Especially as a Harbinger. Does she feel like she's gotta act tough to keep up appearances or something?
Maybe.
But then, every time we headed out with Rarier, she always wound up having to repair Polonia and her other robots.
Is there a reason we're literally just having this conversation in front of Catherine?
That's gotta sting. Losing face always hurts more for people who care a lot about their image. She's probably still furious about it.
Paimon, I have a feeling she might have heard that. I have a feeling she's behind Paimon.
What? Relax, she's not even here. Huh?
That's what I said. You're having the conversation in front of Catherine. What are you doing?
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, we'll be on our way now. Where are we again? Oh yeah, Columbina? Right, yeah, let's go see Columbina.
What are you doing? Have the conversation in front of it. Wait, this is Act 5? A Nocturne of the Far North. Yeah, we're not doing this. Just casually starting the next part of the Archon quest that I have no knowledge of. Can you actually give me my rewards, though?
You won't snitch on us, will you?
I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about. But rest assured, I protect client and adventurer confidentiality as a matter of principle.
I'm sure you feel that way, but I don't know if that works in
That's a
practice.
relief. Paimon does not want to get an earful from her.
I don't mind. She's kind. Can I get my rewards?
You won't snitch.
You won't even give me my rewards?
You.
I literally have to go somewhere else to get my rewards. That... Wow, I am insulted. Positively insulted. Let's go to a different Catherine. God damn it. Different Catherine. Please, can I have my commission rewards? Unless the game did give it to me and I just wasn't paying attention to the rewards popping up on my screen. It's entirely possible.
Astra.
Hi, ma'am. No, there we
Thank you
go.
for completing.
Thank you. I want my rewards, damn it. And I needed the reward for completing the Abyss. Yeah, that. I was going to call it the Abyss quest. It's totally an Archon quest. Lol. And then whatever I managed to accomplish here. commission, so yeah, that's nothing. Alrighty, so we have finished Archon Quest Act 4 for Nordcry. I have mixed feelings about the last battle. I get that we weren't strong enough to defeat Reria. That's fine. I don't think we should have defeated Reria. I just would have liked to have seen that we had some impact on him, that there was some purpose to our combat other than just wasting time, i.e. keeping him busy. I would have liked something more gimmicky. I don't mind the gimmick parts of the boss battles. I just don't like that they don't explain how to use the gimmicky part of the boss battles until you're in the boss battle and you're trying to like stay alive while using the gimmick, and it's really frustrating. It pisses me off every single time it happens. But in saying that though, I still prefer to have some sort of gimmick aspect to the boss battles that I can use rather than just striking at him as furiously as possible, try not to die. I kind of feel like I would have liked an extra goal in the battle, that I actually felt like I was accomplishing something, because just having the clock tick down and not dying doesn't feel like I accomplished something. So I kind of wanted a little bit more from that battle than what I got. But the cutscene was cool. I did like the cutscene at the end, because obviously we can't defeat him, so there had to be some way of being rid of him. But following on from that, I don't like that I don't know where he went. I don't like that I don't know where we sent him, to therefore know how long it's going to be until he comes back. And is he going to get stronger where he is? Is he going to get weaker where he is? Like, I have so many questions that follow on from what happened, and I just don't have the answers because I never fully understood the plan to start off with, because the plan was never explained to me. And then having completed the plan and having sent him off, they still didn't talk about it. So I don't know where he is, and I don't know what this is setting up for the future of Riri interactions and Nordcry future. So I'm just frustrated by that open-endedness. So yeah. Overall, Act 4 was pretty good. I still don't like that we did the whole Nefer backstory thing. It was completely irrelevant to everything and would have served better as her own story quest rather than shoving it into the Archon quest where it had no bearing. It literally affected nothing in the scene, in the entire act. There was no ripple effect of knowing about her backstory. There was literally nothing that tied back to her backstory. So we did not need to have it at all. I still strongly believe that should have been separate. So I can't see this Act 4 as being wholly fantastic, because there were issues that should have been fixed, parts of it that shouldn't have been in there. But I still feel like it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was mostly action-packed the whole way through, so I appreciate that. I think that's what all the Archon quests should be. They should always be action-packed or giving us information that's pertinent. So it served in that aspect. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, so I guess I will go watch the special program now and find out what exactly... Would you shut up, Skirk? And find out what is in this event tab that I don't want to click on just yet. And the quest I just got that I'm not going to read about. I'm going to just go watch the special program and find out what that's about. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.